All right, everybody, we've got some big news in the brokerage world right now. I mean, I've been away. You'll probably notice I haven't made a video in the last week or so. I've been away. And now I come home to Questrade offering a outstanding cashback offer for new and existing clients. So I'm getting a lot of questions on this offer today. So I'm going to make a video and I'm going to go over the terms and conditions so that you can figure out if this deposit bonus is worth it for you. And if you do want to sign up for the bonus, I will leave a link in the description below. It is an affiliate link. We do get a very small portion of revenue coming back to us. Is this an affiliate pitch? No, because I am literally right now in the process of transferring my entire account out of Wealthsimple Trade into Questrade because of this promotion. Now, what is the promotion? It is effectively you get 3% cash back on your first $10,000, and then after that you get 1.5% back on the remaining balance. So there is some terms and conditions with this, but honestly, I cannot think of a better time in my investing career of being a self-directed investor. And why is this? Brokerages are literally handing over money, hand over fist, to gain clients. And the industry is so competitive right now that these companies are having to issue gigantic cash bonuses in order to get your business. And as retail investors, I do believe we need to take advantage of this. As I mentioned, I'm going to be taking advantage of this. I was with Questrade a few years ago. I ultimately moved over to Wealthsimple because of again, the cash bonus that they gave me. My holding period at Wealthsimple is long over, so I'm going to be taking advantage of this offer and moving over to Questrade. I've already started the process. I've had my old accounts there linked up, and the best thing is this also applies to existing clients. So all I have to do is log back into my account, open up a few more accounts because I've had some new account openings since then, a Lira transfer, things like that. But there are some terms and conditions, there are some limits, things like that, which I'm going to go over in this video, and I'm going to kind of go over the deal in general, what you need to do, what the holding period is, what the accounts are that you can transfer, and just the overall process of the transfer. So let's get right into it. And as always, everybody, if you want a free report on the stock that I am buying this week, you can head down below to the description. I left a link there. This is typically a report we send out to premium members only, but we're making it available to everyone just for being a loyal reader, loyal subscriber, things like that. And as always, everybody, if you like the video, head down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to transfer your account, if you want to, use the affiliate link in the description below. It helps us out. So what exactly is this offer? So if you head to the Questrade website, you can see here, get 3% cash back. So boost your savings with a cashback bonus up to 3% when you transfer in as little as $10,000. So most accounts eligible, max cashback bonus amount of $10,000 per customer. Now this ends February 28th. So this is a relatively short-lived bonus. I mean, I'm filming this on February 13th. I believe it started a few days ago, but again, as I mentioned, I was gone. But this deposit bonus is relatively short-lived, and if you're going to move money, you need to do it now. You need to initiate a transfer by February 28th. So what is this offer? So no registration is required for this offer. To be eligible for the offer, you need to be a new or existing client of Questrade. So you can either move over new accounts, you can log in, grab your old accounts and transfer the money in. You need to be a legal resident of Canada. That's pretty self-explanatory. You have to be the age of majority and you must meet additional requirements below. So how does this offer work? So for this offer, the following definitions apply. So cashback is the cashback determined by the following calculations. So the way the offer works is 3% on the first $10,000. So you will get, if you transfer over $20,000, you will get $300 on the first $10,000, and you will get $150 on the next $10,000 for a total of $450 on $20,000. This works out to be around 2.25% total. So this is actually more attractive than Wealthsimple's. I believe they have a 2% matching. However, the one other thing I do want to mention here is Wealthsimple Trade, the 2% is only for RSPs. Any other accounts, they are 1%. But I'm just going to use this example as if you had an entire RSP to transfer over. If the balance is tinier, you actually end up making more with Questrade over Wealthsimple. So if you transferred $20,000 over to Wealthsimple, I believe they would pay you $400, whereas with Questrade you get around $450 right now. Now, where it starts to be more beneficial, Wealthsimple's offer, is if you get into larger dollar amounts, because obviously Questrade over $10,000, they're 1.5% cash back. So if you transfer over, let's say $400,000 to Questrade, you're going to earn $300 on that first $10,000, and you're going to earn around $5,850 on the remaining $390,000 for a total of around $6,150. Whereas with Wealthsimple, if you transfer $400,000 and you're getting that 2% matching, you're going to get around $8,000. So the larger the account balance, the more beneficial it is to go to Wealthsimple over Questrade. But if your account is smaller, there is definitely going to be more benefits to going with Questrade because you get that initial boost over and above Wealthsimple on the first $10,000. So I am currently with Wealthsimple. My money is 100% invested with Wealthsimple, so I don't really have any benefits to that 2% matching. So I am going to be moving to Questrade, and ultimately I'm going to be getting over $7,000 from doing this transfer, which is just, it's absurd, because when I first moved to Wealthsimple, they gave me thousands of dollars for being a client as well. And I don't want to, there's no knock on Wealthsimple from me here. They're a great brokerage. They've always been a great brokerage. I actually enjoyed, I really enjoyed having my money there. But the main thing here is the main benefits for me from a Wealthsimple perspective was the fact that there were $0 commissions and there was fractional shares. So if we come to Questrade, they are now offering $0 commissions on their accounts. You can trade stocks for $0, you can trade ETFs for $0, and you can trade options for $0, but they are 99 cents a contract, which is very cheap. So they have moved this situation. Questrade has developed this type of situation, I would guarantee you, as a direct counteraction to Wealthsimple offering all these features. And the reason I say this, fractional share ownership is coming as well. So you can invest in fractional shares. There's no real announcement of this. They're going to be launching it, but as of right now, it's just kind of up in the air as to when they do. But I do believe that it will be relatively soon. And once this comes along with $0 commissions, as well as the securities lending program, this is also another aspect, direct competition to Wealthsimple, as they do securities lending. You can lend out your shares for people who want to sell them short, things like that. This is how I know that Questrade is coming out with a lot of these features to directly counteract Wealthsimple. This program really doesn't earn me much of anything, so it's not really a main benefit to me. I mean, it's a bit of money, but not all that much. But again, once Questrade comes out with these commissions and the fractional shares, I do believe that they have a much better platform than Wealthsimple overall. Again, I'm not knocking on Wealthsimple. I really like that brokerage, but Questrade is just much more powerful. And again, the only reason I ended up switching was because of those $0 commissions and the fractional shares. So if Questrade ends up offering that, their platform, in my opinion, is just much better, which is why I fired up the transfer this morning and I'm getting my money over to Questrade. So another thing about the offer. So you're not going to, when I moved to Wealthsimple and I got my cash bonus, it was pretty much deposited lump sum into my account. Then they did another 2% matching where they did it on a monthly basis, I believe over 12 months. So if you got $12,000 bonus, it would be $1,000 a month for 12 months. Questrade is doing it into 24 equal monthly payments, and it is paid monthly into a cash account. So as you can probably tell with this 24 equal monthly payments, the holding period on this money is also 24 months. If you're planning to move to Questrade, you need to do so with the idea of getting a couple of years at the platform. Now again, for the amount of money they're offering me, this is absolutely no issue to me. So I am going to be doing it. The first payment you will get is April 30th, 2025, provided all transferred assets have settled by April 29th, 2025. So I believe if you transfer, it takes on average around 15 to 20 business days to see your money. There could be a wide variety of issues that hold this back. You never really know. When I transferred my money to Wealthsimple, there were some issues within my TFSA with specific warrants that I had been given from Constellation Software, which caused it to be delayed by, it was like 45 days. But overall, I expect this process to be much smoother because I don't really have any of those holdings in my account right now. So expect the money in 15 to 20 days, business days, but also just keep in mind that it could be delayed a bit. So what accounts are eligible? So a lot of accounts, pretty much every account that 95% of retail investors will have. You have the RRSP, you have the RRIF, you have the RESP, you have the TFSA, you have the FHSA, you have the LIRA, and you have the LRSP. And you also have corporate and business accounts. Pretty much, I'm going to bet that the vast majority of Canadians only have these accounts. They don't allow any Forex or CFD accounts. So if you're transferring those, they aren't going to count. So again, you've got your 2-year hold, but this here is going to be a very important element that I want to go over, and you're not going to want to miss this. So during this period, a withdrawal limit of 5% of the final adjusted net qualifying transfer amount applies. So the final net qualifying transfer amount is determined on the settlement date of the transfers and reflects the market value of the assets, including any foreign exchange adjustments on that date. To avoid a reduction in future payments, any withdrawals exceeding this 5% limit must be replenished at least one business day before the next scheduled cashback payment. So if you fail to replenish the overage by the deadline, you will be permanently reduced to the next, like what your payments would have been had you have deposited the money before your payout. A quick example of this would be you deposit $10,000 and then you withdraw $500. This would be allowed. So that is 5% of the total amount. Your future payments would not be reduced. But let's say you withdraw $1,000. You've withdrawn 10% of that balance. And ultimately, if you do not pay that back, they will adjust your future payments as if you just deposited $9,000. Or actually, I'm not 100% sure how they would do it, if they would reduce it by 500 because you're allowed to go 5% under. But another thing I've seen a lot of confusion with this, and this is my assumption of what this means. The net qualifying transfer amount applies. So what a lot of people believe is they're never allowed to withdraw more than 5% of their accounts, which I don't think is the case. So if you deposit $10,000, and that is your initial deposit bonus, and your portfolio returns 30% over the next year, and you're sitting at $13,000, you're allowed to withdraw $3,500 down to $9,500. You're not limited to 5% of that $13,000. I don't believe that would be the case. This would be a pretty weird thing to do if they were going to do it. And I believe what this means by the final net qualifying transfer amount is determined on the settlement date of the transfer and reflects a market value of the assets on that date. I do believe that this means that the your original deposit amount is what you cannot go below 5%. However, I am clarifying this with Questrade right now. I just haven't heard back from them. So if you truly want to confirm these withdrawal limits, just hop on to their support and ask about it. And the final element that I want to go over, and I'm going to go over if you're coming from Wealthsimple or any brokerage that covers fractional shares, you need to sell your fractional shares in Wealthsimple before they will initiate the transfer. Questrade does not have fractional shares at this point in time. So ultimately what I had to do, it's kind of a pain. So I just did it to my TFSA today. I'm going to initiate the transfer and then probably do my RSP, my Lira, my cash over the next few days. Is you need to go in and you need to sell off your fractional shares. So let's just say you own 60.5 shares of a particular company. In order for them to initiate the transfer, you will need to sell off that fractional portion. So you would sell 0.5 of a share to get your balance down to 60 shares, just so you can transfer it out. Because directly from Wealthsimple, they state we can only transfer out whole shares of stocks and ETFs to another institution. If you are transferring out of a trading account, you will need to sell any fractional shares in the account before you can begin the transfer. But overall, that's the promotion in a nutshell. I'm going to be taking advantage of it. It's a great deal. And I just feel right now, as I mentioned, it is so great to be a retail investor right now in this hyper competitive brokerage landscape, because they are just having to offer so much to investors. And we're talking, depending on your balance, upwards of $10,000 to get into one of the most popular brokerages in Canada. This isn't really a startup brokerage that is trying to get a bunch of AUM. This is one of the largest brokerages and earliest discount brokerages in the country that's cutting commissions to zero, offers, in my opinion, one of the best trading platforms in the country. The only reason I swapped was from a financial perspective in terms of commission-free at Wealthsimple plus the bonuses. But also, it's developing fractional ownership. It's developing the share lending perspective of it, which is exactly what Wealthsimple has done. Questrade, I believe, has now realized that they need to do this in order to remain competitive. And now that they have done this, I do believe they are one of the best, actually, I would say the best brokerage in the country. Now, who's to say that Wealthsimple doesn't come back and offer some higher bonus, crazy higher bonus? It's definitely possible. They're going to continue to add, new features to that platform because it's a relatively young platform. But at this point in time, I'm with Wealthsimple right now. So the main benefit to me is that financial bonus incentive. Again, I had mentioned I'm getting over $7,000. I don't even know the correct amount, but it's a lot of money to swap to a brokerage that really I love anyways. So if you have any questions about the promotion, head down below, comment down below. I'll do my best to kind of stay in contact with Questrade, get some answers, and let me know down below if you're going to be making the switch. And as always, everybody, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to support the channel and you want to make this move, just head down below to the description. I'll leave an affiliate link. I appreciate the support if you end up using it. It's not much money, but it's some, and I always appreciate it. And as always, everybody, stay tuned for more great Canadian content.